Shut up and sit down.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. And today we're doing a There Is No Fiction, where we look at myths and legends and fiction through the lens of the laws of mind. So looking at it subjectively, looking at it spiritually. Look at it spiritually. Let's look at it subjectively and see what it says. So today's There Is No Fiction is a request from a patron, and it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's Bedazzled with Brandon Fraser and Elizabeth Hurley. And it's just a beautiful, perfect story of every human being on this planet. Fair warning right now, spoilers. There are spoilers in this video. If you haven't seen this movie, I suggest you turn off this video and go watch it and then come back to this video. But if not, I hope this video, even giving you the spoilers, will entice you to go see it, because it's a great movie. We all have certain actors that we just adore, and there's a reason why. Because they're preaching the message that is, dependent on you growing up and rising higher in consciousness. That is your higher purpose. Okay, and everything here leads to that. Okay, so that's the end imagined. So, and you are fulfilling the will of God, which is the end imagined, which is that God and man would become one and express life together forever. This movie is about each one of us. We all have things that, we're nitpicky about. I don't like this, I don't like that, blah, blah, blah. The grass is always greener on the other side, that kind of thing. That is every human being that says I am. If they have straight hair, they want curly hair. If they have curly hair, they want straight hair. And they look at life objectively, so they will do anything. They'll go experience this or that or this, in an effort to achieve something that's in their mind. And no man can do that for you on the outside. He can only imagine what he imagines, and you can only imagine what you imagine. And you're not going to have those perfect lips if some man does it. However, if you go within, and say, man, I look great. I'm perfect. I'm perfect expression of God. I got big, fatty, pouty lips and perfect eyes. And enough hair for 3 women, or 3 men, whatever works. This is the nature of the being. So Bedazzled is the story of every human being. And this man, Elliot, is just a sweetheart. He's a good man. He's got a heart of gold, but he's extremely insecure. But he's very good at his job. Don't get me wrong. He's extremely intelligent. There's not a thing wrong with this man, other than he has no confidence in himself. And first you must get confidence in self for you to start having things click. So this is the beginning. Most of us don't have confidence that we can obtain that better job, we can have friends, we can do things. We don't have that confidence. I don't care if you talk to me or not. I love it. I would love to talk to you, but I don't care if you talk to me or not. It's not like it's going to make or break my world. That kind of diva attitude. This man has a heart of gold. He has not gone to resentment and bitterness land yet. He's right there on the cusp, because it's getting bad and he really doesn't like it.
Hey, what's happening, brother?
Oh, running to an important meeting.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Here, wait, no, I think you're going to appreciate this, because we're both a couple of stereo component nuts. Check these out, Holmes. These are the new Ingebrigtsens.
Right.
So our hero, Elliot, gathers up the courage because he's dared by his co-workers who he really feels like doesn't like him, and he's right, they don't. And you get what you think. So he sees this beautiful woman. It's someone that he works with, but he has not been mustered up the courage to speak to her in 4 years, but he's dreamed about her. So he gathers up that courage and he goes to talk to her. But his attitude is one he thinks is confident, but it's being sarcastic, and it has just a touch of resentment in it. What I would think so. We've been working together for 4 years, no, that's ego. Okay, and that is what's been tripping him up, is the personality.
Do I know you?
Oh, I should hope so. We've only been working together at Cinedyne for the last 4 years.
You remove yourself from that. And that's what this movie is all about. Gaining the right perspective so that you lose the fear and the doubt and the guilt and the insecurities and gain security, and gain confidence and gain surety, and in turn gain everything. Instead of subtracting, now you're adding. This movie was written by Peter Cook and Dudley Moore, and they are comedic team that have been together for decades, and they are hysterical. And they really wrote a great movie. I tend to, resonate with them and have watched pretty much all their work. So Elliot makes this attempt, and of course he's rejected, and he then sees another woman. And then, he does what everybody does once they've been dismissed and disappointed and feel like they've done their best, and they have nowhere else to turn. So they just, go within. Dear God. He asked.
Dear God, I would give anything to have that girl in my life.
He asked the higher power, and we have dominion over all, meaning we have dominion over God in our hearts. So when you let God loose to go do what you want him to do, he's grabbing your imagination and the imagination of everyone else and making that happen, because that's the mind, his mind, the consciousness in your heart and the imagination in your head. So our hero asked God how much he would just love to have that woman with him. Allison, the woman he just talked to, the woman he desires, the woman he thinks he can't live without. And if he does, he'll just shrivel up and die. She tells him, hey, I can help you. I'm the devil. Ooh.
Well, first of all, you look nothing like the devil.
Oh, really? I suppose I could have gone this way.
Ah!
But it's so trick or treat.
It's true. You really are the devil.
You made a call, and he doesn't realize that that's God. When you see life objectively, it's the devil. All right? You have a desire. And the devil, it's your human imagination, knows that there's unlimited desires. They're infinite. Okay? And 80% of the people are going to give in to their desires. He has to sign a contract. Right? And the contract's kept in her office. He doesn't get a copy. And it's like this thing, It basically states that he gets 7, which is completion in the Bible. This number 7 means complete. And, wishes. His heart's desires, whatever he wants, she'll give it to him. somehow, some way. You don't get to ask how, but you know, you'll get it. So you'll get the end imagined, you know. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? You know, and she's pressuring him to pick something, you know, not allowing him to really think. And he, you know, he's just talked with Allison.
Yeah.
Who is Allison? How did you?
Of course, it's 7 wishes for your soul. You know, at the end of this thing, you're going to be locked down into objective thinking, baby. And you're going to have to hang with me now, you know, and come see the other side, learn about both sides, and, you know, all that stuff. So, you know, most people don't realize that's what they're doing. And yes, I want that, you know. It's okay. Of course, the devil is really God in disguise, you know, imagination. He's like, hey, think with your head, you know, and you're not supposed to think with your head. You're supposed to stop, sit back, and think with your heart, okay? And this manifests as men think with their little head instead of their big head, because it's opposite land. So when you think, you're supposed to sit back and think with the little one, that it's infinite, instead of this one that's limited. So before he consciously wishes for something, she gives him a pager, which this was made in 2000, and that pagers were prevalent. And cell phones were rather expensive at that time. So, you know, it was the newest technology. So, but everyone had a pager. And so she gives him this red pager and says, now, if things aren't going right, of course, she knows he's looking at life objectively. He's about to learn some lessons. You know, you hit 666 and, you know, I'll come and get you. I'll come save you. Okay. And this is Jesus, you know, saving you over and over and over again. What do you want? You know, I'll give you whatever you want. What do you want? Huh?
You're very powerful.
Ooh, even better. Remember, you have to say, I wish.
Right. I wish that I were married to Allison and that I were very, very rich and very powerful. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me. Enjoy.
Now, this movie is very good about it. You have to say, I wish. And this is feeling your way, loving your way into it. You know, you slither into it. Yeah. And so she gives him his first wish. And it's everything he thought it would be. You know, he's surprised. He's got a mustache and long hair, and Allison's in his bed, and he's so happy, you know, and he sees they're married, and he's just on cloud nine. He's just loving it. His beliefs start coming at him, you know, and you're a drug lord, and your woman doesn't care about you. She's screwing Raul. And all these things are going wrong. And so, of course, as it gets worse, he hits 666 and gets saved. And here's what he's doing. You know, he keeps wishing for things that he thinks other people will see and think of him, think well of him. You have lots of money, I think well of you. That is not necessarily true. You know, there are a lot of dicky rich people that are not thought well of, you know. So it's, you know, seeing that he's now a drug lord, you know, and drug lords are known to be kind of, tough, dicks. And he's not being the dick because he's not that. You can't be that. That's not how he sees himself. That's not how he thinks of himself. So he's laid this facade over himself, hoping that it would please others.
Están aquí. Están berracos por lo último envío. Dicen que quieren hablar con usted.
Escuche, yo personalmente no estoy presente. Yo palabra de honor, no soy cliente container, no.
So the objective side to you, that little devil, is going to keep trying to keep you focused on the objective side. So, what else could make her happy? Let's go look through her stuff, and he decides, she's writing about sensitive men and she'd like to meet one. So he wants to be sensitive, and now he's too sensitive. This is even a good, taken too far, it becomes a bad. It's the two sides of the coin.
Wait, don't go. Why can't I handle this kind of rejection? Why don't you want to stay here with me?
You want to know why, Elliot? Because you're just too sensitive. I'm about to go out of my mind.
And Elliot really begins to doubt himself, and the devil is, God's imagination. And he talks to you through your imagination. So God hears this, he feels it. And the devil starts crying, saying, don't give up. Don't give up. You're doing great. Because he's headed towards his higher purpose, and he's learning. And he's brilliant. He's quickly learning. And this is a real treat. Here's someone who's actually listening and learning and building upon.
Don't give up on me, Elliot. I'm not giving up on you. Nobody gets it totally right away. You're doing great. Really.
I am?
Yeah.
He gets courage from that. He needs courage. It's basically what he's asking for. And God gives him the courage to go on. So after being super sensitive, he goes too far on the other side and wants to be tall and strong and athletic, and all that stuff. And so he sees how that good taken too far becomes a bad. One of the more hysterical moments in this movie is right after he gets back with the devil after being the famous basketball player. They're in a hospital setting, and she's putting M&Ms and Red Hots into the pill bottles to be dispensed to the patient.
Now, let's see. There's some M&Ms for room 320, Red Hots for 316.
You're giving them candy?
Placebos. They work just as well as the real thing. It's a scientific...
So his next wish is when it's really starting to get interesting. He's building off the experiences that he's already had. And he starts asking for things that he thinks, not he thinks they would think, but what he thinks everyone would like instead of just Allison. Okay, being articulate, being intelligent, these things. So he gets that. But because he sees life objectively, it comes across as, you're smelling your own farts. You don't want to talk about anything but yourself, and everybody hanging on all your words. And that doesn't work out very good. Hello, 666. And we see our devil is teaching class.
No homework tonight. But I want you to watch a lot of television. Don't neglect your video games, and I'll see you in the morning.
The devil is Jesus. It's your beautiful Jesus. He wants you to come with him. Okay? He wants you to learn. He's a teacher. And you build, that's the carpenter. You build on top of the experiences as you learn. So Elliot has had enough about, trying to please other people, and recognizes that he's only been thinking about his own vain, self. So he wants to try to help other people, but he sees life objectively. And people don't really need help. They need admiration and respect, and the belief that they two are speaking righteously and have something important to say. So he describes what he wants to be, and he ends up being Abraham Lincoln. And of course, because he's Abraham Lincoln, he knows he's about to be shot. He does the 666 and he's back. When you see life objectively, you believe you can be ripped off, and the devil has returned him to his workplace where the boss makes a threat about him being late. And then she shows up on his computer, and he says, she goes, give me a wish. And he's like, no, I only have 2 left. He wants to stop and think about this. And she doesn't want him to do that. So she steals one of his wishes. It's the first wish, be really, to prove that she could do it. And it wasn't under the contract if he had thought about it. So now he's truly, upset, and he's going to go think about it because he only has 1 wish left. And he wants to talk to God, so he goes to a church. And the preacher there, says, well, I'm here. Can I help you? And he gives him some wisdom. And now he's in jail, a jail of his own making. He's worried and upset, and all he wanted to do was talk to God. And the preacher told him about, but he ignored that wisdom. Okay, and he's not going to stop. I need an answer to this. I need to talk to God. He knows the devil. He'll tell me what to do, and how am I going to get out of this pickle? I'm in a pickle. I don't want to give her my soul. I really don't want to make another wish. What do I do? And here he comes. Here comes the Elohim. Here comes God.
Doesn't really matter, though. Can't sell your soul anyway.
Oh, really? Why do you say that?
It doesn't really belong to you in the first place. No way, no how.
So who does it belong to?
Belongs to God. That universal spirit that animates and binds all things in existence.
Having her children recognize the 2 of them as one mind makes her happy. So he gets to talk, to God. And God tells him what to do.
Devil's gonna try to confuse you. But that's a gig. But in the end, you're gonna see clear to who and what you are and what you're here to do. Now, you're gonna make some mistakes along the way, everybody does. But if you just open up your heart and open up your mind, you get it.
Now, our hero, Elliot, suspects it's something more than just a friend talking to him. And he thinks about it, and he goes to see the devil. And they go into her office because he wants to talk to her. So they go into her office. And she goes behind a screen and changes from her bacchanal outfit. And when she comes out, she's really showing her true self. She's an angel.
Pathetic, aren't they? Everybody wants to go to the party, but nobody wants to pay the piper.
Now, Elliot tells her that the conclusion he came to after talking to this guy is wishes don't work, but obviously wishes do work. But what he really meant to say, wishing for stuff, wishing to change yourself, to be something that you're not, to please others, just doesn't work. And I really don't have any more wishes. And she's very upset. She was about to cash in on the contract. You're going to be objective thinker forever. This is that final battle with yourself. It's always the toughest one when you're really cutting the cord. I don't give a flying fuck about all this stuff. You can always get more stuff. Okay, but you can't get a new child. You can't get a new husband. You can't get a new you. There's only one. And each one of us is unique. God does not repeat himself. We are learning. We are the Jesus. And he has learned, I'm going to look at life subjectively. I'm okay. I'm perfect just the way I am. And so she's like, no, you're going to give me your soul. And he knows now, he believes what the man at the jail told him. You can't sell, I can't sell my soul. It doesn't belong to me. Okay, so this contract's null and void. I thought it did, but it doesn't. You know, you'll have to get over it. It belongs to God. And she's like, let's see if we can scare him really good one more time, you know. And you can't. He's done with it. I don't care if you kill me. Go ahead. I just wish for Allison's happiness. Wherever she is, I hope she's happy.
This is your last chance before the big weenie roast. Make a wish or forever burn in hell.
Okay! Okay! I wish that Allison has a happy life!
Oh, God.
He's blessing her. He's wishing her happiness. I don't care what makes her happy. I'm wishing her all the love and joy in the world, in life. You know, and that's the ultimate sacrifice. To give up what you desired so much and say, none of that matters. You know, as long as they're happy. Because it's, even if I'm with them, if they're not happy, then, you know, that ain't nothing. Only if they're happy. And he's learned he has to be happy with himself. So by wishing for another person's happiness, he null and voided the contract. You know, the wish wasn't for himself, and he could do a wish any wish he wanted, you know, but it was for someone else. And of course, that was the goal all along. For him to love himself and be confident enough in himself that it didn't matter. You will get this or something better. Okay. And they end up in a courtroom. Because that's what the devil really is. He's justice. He's God, but now justice. You know, and if you think it's that way, well, let me show you this. If you think they're deplorable, you think they're deplorable. Let me show you how deplorable we can be. You know, it's really written in the Bible like a contract. So, you know, the movie, they end up in the courtroom and the contract has been made null and void.
Yes, you get to keep your soul.
Yes! Oh, yeah! Yes! I get to keep my soul! Wow!
And now the contract that you have with God, that you've always had with God, is fulfilled.
I really liked you, you know.
Well, to tell you the truth, you've been the best friend I've ever had.
Uda, don't go gushy on me now.
He is now the confident man he really always wanted to be. And he just wanted people to like him for himself. And now that he likes himself, it's all working out brilliantly.
Club tonight and we pick up some chickettes, huh?
Nice talking to you, Bob.
Yeah.
Well, he's been on a bridge of incidents. and he's about to understand what going higher really means to you. So you have to face your fear. So Allison is put before him at work as he's going in, and he attempts to ask her out for coffee and how he's admired her. And she just thinks he's the sweetest, most wonderful guy. Thank you, but I'm seeing someone. And he's like, well, he's a lucky guy. You know, wish you the best. And he's smiling and he's happy, you know, and he goes home, he rides his bike to work, and he's riding his bike. And, you know, there's people who can't ride their bike going up the hill, but he's doing it. You know, he's got all the strength and vitality and energy flowing through him. He's feeling good. He's feeling happy. He's all happy. And he gets home and somebody's moving in next door. And he discovers that it's a girl. And she's Allison's doppelganger. Looks just like her. but she's a perfect match for him. And he's a perfect match for her. And he can already tell. And it's just, you know, you get that, Allison, or something better. Someone who just looks just like her, but who loves you for being you.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh, wow, look, you got the new Inga presses.
Oh, yeah, they're the best.
So I hope this helps. It's a great movie. It's hysterical. Elizabeth Hurley just really outdid herself in this movie. And I hope you'll watch it and enjoy it. It's on various streaming platforms. You can find it out there. So I hope this helps. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you.
Turn and go away. You might feel better if you stay. Yeah, I bet you haven't heard a word I've said.